I thought that the serum was going to help me, but the pain, it's excruciating! Ah! Grenades should do the trick. No! My mutation disease, it's flaring up! No!
What's up, peeps? Code 3 Collector here at my workbench, aka the kitchen table, with another custom action figure how-to tutorial. For those of you that are new to the channel or just watching this video because you clicked on it and you happen to be here because you like custom figures, I like to do toy hunts, toy reviews, and custom action figures. And today, that's what we're handling today. Welcome. And I want to give a shout out to my man, DewDawg, James Dew. He's the one that I learned how to do this custom from. This is actually the first time I'm doing it. And he actually gave me a quick tutorial on Instagram. Check out his YouTube page and his Instagram. I'll leave the link in the video description below. So first things first, let's get the Spidey out of the package. And I do like these packages. The reason I'm doing this is because these guys went on sale. Otherwise, I ain't doing this custom. But, so those of you that like to read Spider-Man comics, the 6-armed Spider-Man came out in a story. It was in a, I can't remember what Earth it was, but the story goes that Peter Parker wanted to remove his spider powers, and when he created this formula and drank it, he instead got 4 more arms. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's get all these guys out of the package and get going on the custom. All right, so they're now all out of the package, and I'm going to get to work on popping these arms out. I asked James DewDawg if I needed to crack the torsos. He's done a bazillion of them, so I am just going from his notes that he passed on to me. Thank you very much. So all he says is a little bit of heat and pop, and they should be ready to go. Because after some heat, and I want to get it out of right, I believe it's going to be out of that. Okay, I wanted to show this because when you heat this up, you want to get this part of the shoulder. You see how it's split right there? You want to get this nice and soft. See how malleable that is? And then you're going to be able to pop that out no problem. You got to be careful though, because you got to understand there's joints right here too. So you do not want to, because this is super bendy right now. You need to ensure that this part gets really warm and soft to the point where you're able to move it around. All right, so the next thing that's important when we're going to be putting in these figures is to make sure that we're creating the right size of hole, and we'll talk about where to make the hole on this figure. But the first thing we want to focus on, what measurement do we really need? What type of tool can we use? Now, I know James said that he's a plumber, so he only has drills, drill bits. I think this is actually going to be the best type of tool. Now, of course, I have these, and I could use my rotary tool maybe to open up a little porthole, and then like a guiding hole, and then use the bigger tool to actually make the hole that the peg's going to fit in. And I think this is going to be the way to go. Now, when James showed me the video, and I keep on saying James DewDawg, it only lasted for a little bit, and when I went back to check my memory, it was already gone. He had gone live on Instagram. So I believe he told me, if I'm remembering correctly, that it was a 3/16 drill bit that I needed. So this is what I have here. And if I'm going to compare, he said what you wanted is you wanted the hole just a little bit smaller than the peg, and that, of course, that makes sense. I've kit bash figures, and the reason that you want the hole smaller is because I'm going to heat this up. The same principle that was keeping it in, I want this to be a little bit wider than the actual hole, so when it goes into the figure, when it goes into the rib cage of the figure, I need that plastic to be, that hole to be smaller, that way this will not fall through. But because I am not a plumber, and I don't work with these all the time, it's really hard for me to see, where I'm sure when he looks at it, he goes, oh yeah, not a problem, because he does it all the time. But I'm thinking that now that I'm looking at it now, this does look a little bit bigger than this, but I'm afraid to drill straight into here without making a guiding hole. So I'm gonna make a little guiding hole first, and then I am gonna use the bigger tool because I think that'll go easier on the plastic. I may be completely wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway, players. But before I make the porting hole or the guiding hole, I'm gonna mark it off. And what DewDawg has told me is that he goes to the 4th rib. Let me see if I can get a small tool so I can show you exactly what I mean. So you see these little intercostal ribs right here? Let me bring the camera forward. These little intercostals, 1, 2, 3, 4. He says that you want to make the hole right behind the 4th rib and behind, you see this seam that goes down? You want to make it right behind this seam, and you do not want the hole to break the seam. So we're going to want to drill back here. So I am going to make myself a mark of where I think this hole should be. My dog's flipping out in the background. And the second hole for the 4th arm needs to be done on this line. Let me again use this guide if you happen to use the same Spider-Man. This line that you see right here, this painted line, that's where you want to line up the next arm. And that I'm gonna line up my dot behind the seam, approximately the same distance as this other one goes. I'm gonna put it right there. All right, well, there you have him, 6-arm Spider-Man. And what an easy custom to make. And look at the payoff of that. That just looks really, really cool. Now, his right side, I think, came out a little bit better than his left side. I think that the distance between the pegs here on the back is a little bit more natural. Could I even say that? You see how they line up nicer here rather than these two are a little bit too close together. Good thing though, I have another buck to go off, and I am just gonna use the porting here. And now that I'm looking at it, that looks good. That looks good. I may not even touch a thing, man. This Spider-Man is still pretty good. Still remains fairly posable, and he's going to be a little bit top heavy. So when you're going to go and pose him, you just have to take that into account. And as you see here, it's, hold on a second, let me make sure you're seeing here. Now, as you see here, it is fairly clean. I don't think I'm going to have to touch up paint at all. Plus, that just makes this custom. It's more like a mod. So easy to do. Anyone can do it. The only reason I jumped on this is because he was on sale on Amazon. He may still be on sale on Amazon. And boy, I really like the look of this Spider-Man. Great thought. I'm not sure if it was original to you, DewDawg. But regardless, that's who I saw do first. Kudos to you. Thanks for the assistance. Code 3 Collector. Thanks for joining me. If this is the first time you're watching this channel, just understand that I will be doing more of this type of mods and even custom tutorials from beginning to end. See you on the next one. Living on the edge, fighting crime, spinning webs,